Hello, all you tiny, itty-bitty little people that live within the confines of my computer. My name is Finn, and welcome back. Hope you're having a good week, or at least a good weekend starting out here. This week, instead of talking about one of my hyperfixations for half an hour, we're actually going to be talking about what causes those hyperfixations and what causes a lot of the stuff I do and say. That's the fact that I have just a smidge of the tizzle. I have autism. I'm a bit of an autistic individual, and that's not something that I've hidden by any means. I've made videos about it. I've talked about it during both the World's Quietest Show and the World's Loneliest Show. I talked about it back in the old Reddit videos. I talked about it in probably 3 videos that were about the autism stuff. And I haven't shied away from talking about it overall. But I haven't talked about it just on its own in a while, since the last time I went and did tests and stuff, which would have been 2 years ago, it feels, maybe slightly less than that, but it's been a while. And I feel like talking about it again, checking in, seeing what I can really get across about how it affects me and how it affects my relationships and how it affects, like, just everything about me. So if you only stick around for the weird stuff where I rant about Spider-Man or whatever, this probably isn't for you. And if you're here more so for my personality over said media, this is probably exactly what you want. So, whatever. To begin, I want to start by saying that I don't view it so much as like a huge problem, but I'm also not ignorant to the fact that it causes problems, right? Like, for some people, they're like, ooh, autism's a superpower, and I think that's a little crazy, considering all of the social issues that it can cause, alongside a lot of, like, personal problems that it can cause. Like, there's a lot of feelings, and a lot of tastes, and a lot of, like, audio stuff that just ruins me. For extended periods, I'll be very, very, very unhappy, entirely based on things that are out of my control, and out of other people's control a lot of the time. For example, textures eating ruins me. Like, for like a full day it'll be ruined. And it's not my fault. And it's very, very rarely somebody who, like, made my food's fault or whatever. And it's not something that I ever want to push on people. And I don't ever try to push any of, like, my sensitivity stuff on anybody. But it is a problem. It's been an issue. And it will continue to be an issue, and I know I'm not alone with any of, like, those thoughts and whatnot. But I just wanted to make sure to clear up, because a lot of people are either super, like, oh, it only has negatives and it sucks and it's the worst thing ever, or it's supposed to be a good thing and you're not allowed to be negative about it. And I think both of those are a bit much. Because there's a lot of negatives, but it's also, like, what am I going to do? It's part of me. I'm going to live with it until I'm dead. Might as well find something positive with it. So let's get into that talk, shall we? Instead of me fumbling over an intro for 4 minutes. To begin, I just want to talk about the ways that it affects me before I get into the ways it affects relationships, or the ways it affects the way that I take things in, or the way that I push things out, or the way that I do X, Y, and Z. I just want to kind of, like, quickly point out what it changes for me on a mental and physical level. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, I think. Earlier, I used the term What did I say? Oversensitive? No. I said something. Oh no, I had it and now it's gone. Over. Oh no. Oversensitive. I don't know. I used a term earlier and I was about to use it as a segue into conversating about overstimulation. And then I forgot what the term I used earlier was. Well, yes. Overstimulation is going to be what we talk about for this first little portion, starting with a feel, like the outside touch. Man, do things bug me, whether it be like moisture. I hate, with every fiber of my being, I hate moisture. I hate being wet, I hate being moist, I hate being like humid. I really, 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 really hate like wet skin. I don't like wet hair. I dread showering because of my hair being wet. Obviously, I still do it because, you know, it's kind of necessary if you're gonna have hair to clean said hair. But I like hate being wet. I made a video about hair a couple months ago, and it did okay. Point being, I hate being wet. It's the worst thing ever. But humans need water, and to be clean and healthy, you should clean yourself with water. So I do have to handle that one. But man, do I hate being wet. Follow up to the hair thing, shaving. I hate the way face and neck hair feels. Like, arm and leg hair is fine. Like, I would prefer not to have any at all, but like, it's fine. It doesn't feel bad. Like, having it there is fine. All this, hate it. Hate it, hate it, hate it. And it grows weird too, so it's not even like, I'm a filthy tranny. Flag up there and all that. So I'm gonna shave regardless, because I don't want any facial hair. But if I was somebody who wanted facial hair, it'd be the worst thing ever, because it grows like up here, and then it's a big blank spot, and then down here, like, and it's like through that there's like a thing to a mustache, and then there's a chin thing, and then all of that's empty, and then the neck is horrid. And I hate that. I hate the feeling of the hair growing. I hate like stuff brushing against it. I don't like that my skin doesn't get to be smooth. And then like it can get wet or humid or whatever, and that's bad. I'm gonna try to move away from the hair stuff, because I have a full video on hating the way that hair is. So we'll move past that. Next feeling, like slight pressure stuff is so weird, because like hugs are cool. Having my hand held is great, but like sometimes it's like way too much, even though it's nothing. Like that, if I'm not like if I'm not doing it to myself, like literally a finger grab is like, oh, why are you doing that? Like makes me want to cut my finger off. That sucks. I hate the way that feels currently. And it's not because they're like yanking my finger off. It's just the very light pressure change is so weird. It feels wrong. Similar like little touch differences is like the difference between laying like beside me and on me. Like, we have 3 cats. Well, there's a lot more cats out there, but like in our space there's 3 cats, and 2 of them lay on or around me. One of them lays on my chest, and I love her. I love that cat. But if it was any creature except that cat laying on my chest, it would not stay there. Like the other cats will climb up and like lay on my arm, like off to the side and wrap their arms around, and that's cool. But it's like the difference in weight on my chest makes me like freak out, and it kind of feels like I'm getting like hit. I don't like it. There's a million itty bitty things like that, but I'm gonna try to keep moving instead of getting stuck, because I know how my brain works, and I will just get stuck and talk about the same thing for 20 minutes, and then, you know, little sensor. What are we talking about? Sensory, 5 senses. Touch. What's another? Sees. Certain visual stimuli is very weird to me. For example, lighting. Man, I'm really not a fan of this. I don't like this. I look like kind of like gray, so I'm keeping it. But man, do I not like... Ooh, AC's on. But man, do I not like the way that lights are. I don't like them. Like, I think yellow light is fine. Like, that up there is... I don't know if it picks up on the camera. It might still be white. But up there it's yellow. That's fine. And, like, it's right over... It's, like, not right over, but, like, it's pointing down at the bed. I don't care. Or, like, sunlight's yellow. Well, yellow. I don't know. I'm colorblind. Shut up. And, like, that's fine. Or, like, light exposure to blue light is fine. But, like, bright white lights or, like, LEDs, they, like, make me feel weird. Like, it kind of feels like it's burning almost. Not huge on it. I don't like it. And then, like, I'll get more into this later, but I'm gonna, like, point a little bit at it. I'm, like, I love things being the same. I'm really big on, like, repetitive things. I love me the same thing 850 times. One weird thing visually is if something should be one way in, like, visual and then it's a different way, sometimes it, like, makes me unhappy. And I don't know why. Like, I can't explain it very well, but, like, for example, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's, right? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 plushies on my bed currently. And they're in an order. It's the giant Squishmallow. It's Freddy Fazbear. There's 2 Spider-Men, a Pancake, Smeagol, and Sans. Though, oh, is that correct? Is that 7? No, there's a Giraffe, because I added him recently. And they're in order. And when they're not in that order, I, like, see it, and it, like, almost, I don't know how to explain it, like, how would I explain that? Because currently they're in order, so I'm not, like, frustrated about it. Theoretically, one of them is, like, moved this way, or the one on the end falls off the bed. I am laying in bed, it's fine. And then I notice it, and until I fix it, it's like, it almost feels like I have a headache, in a way. Like a very small, like, weak headache, like, on the front, towards the right, like up here. And I don't know why. I couldn't explain it. I'm not a specialist or anything. But it, like, ever so slightly frustrates me whenever things aren't the way that, like, my brain wants them to be. Same with colors sometimes, where it's like, I don't know, like, I think of something there, and it, like, my brain says it should be this visual, and then it isn't, and it makes me feel, like, kind of gross, and I don't know why, and I can't explain it super well, but it's how it makes me feel. Like, when I think of pork, like, the meat, not the animal, I guess the meat is the animal, but when I think of, like, a pork chop, in my brain, it's like that weird, I'm colorblind too, this doesn't help. It's like in Minecraft, when you cook the pork, it's like that greenish, yellowish, grayish, whatever that color is, right? And then I see pork in real life, and it's like either not cooked or it's cooked and not that color, and my brain's like, that's not correct. And then I'm, like, overthinking about how it isn't correct, even though it's fine, and it's edible, and it's the same thing, but, like, my brain tells me it's not. Or, like, chocolate is one of those with me. If I've got, like, a chocolate bar and it, like, doesn't look the way my brain says chocolate should look, I'm, like, gonna, like, gaslight myself, and if I eat it, I'm gonna be like, oh, that tastes like shit. And it doesn't actually. I'm just saying that it does in my head without, like, choosing to, due to like it being the wrong visual, and it's weird. Also, I have like a hard time reading. It's part of why I really like comics. Is typically it's not like a wall of text. It's like a blurb and then a break and then a blurb then a break. I have like a really hard time reading because sometimes like continued linguistics make me feel overwhelmed. And it's weird because I'm very rarely gonna read like multiple pages worth of words. However, I will sit and like Saga the Swamp Thing. I don't know how long one of these books is, but it's like a couple hundred pages, and each one has I'll lie and say that there's an average of 40 words on them, right? 200 pages, 40 words, that's, what is that, 8,000 words? And I'll sit and read that. But then whenever it's like a brick of word, I don't like it. I don't like reading bricks of words. It makes me not feel happy. I don't know why. I just don't like it. What other sense? Feel, view. What are the other ones? Hear. Oh yeah, audio's a big one for me too. I'm really bad with multiple audio. Like, currently there's a light buzzing happening in this room because the like air conditioner heater thingy is turned on. So there's like a light hum of that, which is fine, and it's not affecting me. It's actually calming me a little. I kind of like those like little infinite sounds. It's kind of calming to me. I'm kind of okay with it. But let's say that is happening while I'm on the phone, right? I can't hear the person on the phone. I just can't. It's just not how my brain allows me to do my, like, listening. I just can't. Or if me and you were talking while there is a movie on, because we're talking, even though I'm watching the movie, I will not remember anything. And I will not hear, I won't notice any I'm not present. And that's something I've been kind of challenged with recently, because of how often me and my girlfriend will watch a movie or watch a show and comment with each other back and forth. And it's been really rough for me, and that's not on her or anything. I would never say such things. But it's very challenging to me. It's very confusing sometimes. Or, like, the sound of, what's an example? This little slug. I like him. This little slug fella. He rattles. And I like that. However, if I were to only rattle this in bit, it's not the same rattle. And it feels that, I really didn't like that. It's not the same rattle. It's like missing some of its pieces. And what I'm trying to get at with that point is like the difference between, and it changes like my mood on the item. I really did not like the shorter variant of that. And it'll be like that for like songs. A lot of times with music, it's like I have to listen to all of it, or else I can't listen to it. Like, and then some songs are a bit longer, and they have some extra stuff to them. Like, Master of Puppets is a really good example, because it's such a long song, and there are so many parts of it where it kind of like, it almost feels like it's ready to end, and then more happens. And if the song, like, gets turned off before it's over, I'm, like, kind of jumpy about it. And I'm kind of, like, lost in a way. And I kind of don't get to enjoy the song. Similarly with, like, I don't pause, like, episodes of like, a show or a movie I will pause it if I'm going to like the bathroom or to get food or if my girlfriend has to do something, but I won't like pause it, leave, and then come back later. Like it just doesn't work. It's like why start it? If I'm gonna watch 14 minutes of this hour-long thing, and then be gone for 6 hours, and then watch the last 45 minutes, I just don't want to watch that 15 minutes. I I don't like that. It makes me feel weird. And that was supposed to be an audio statement, and then it became an audio and visual statement. But it's like I kind of feel a need to intake all of it at once. Similarly, I love a good like really long YouTube video. I love me like a good multiple hour long thing. Excuse me. But I have like an issue with starting one, and then it's like, oh, I need to go do this, or oh, I have to go do that. It's like, well, there's a chance I just don't press start again on. I might find something else to watch because I don't like not having the whole thing together. What's another audio thing? Repeating audio is a big one for me. Just like the same thing over and over is always a big deal for me, but like especially with audio, of like making the same joke or just a certain sound is a big one. There's a lot of just noises. Recurring audio from outside, like cats. I love the cat noises. They make me so happy with the sounds that they make, with their meows and burrows and blows. I love when they're just like making noise, and I'll do it back at them, and then they'll do it back. It makes me feel so good. I love cats. There's one asleep over there. I don't know if she's visible. Yeah, she's on camera. Excuse me. But like recurring audio is awesome. Or like I'll do certain things, like fidgeting, but like especially like haha autism fidget, and I'll get to like fidgeting in a bit. But like sometimes it's the audio of the fidgeting that makes me so happy. Like I don't know if this will pick up, but like my fingers, I'll like do this, like the full hand snap, and it makes me really happy. And I've taught one of the cats. Where is he? He's the one that is currently asleep. Never mind. When I do that, he'll like come running to it, and I think that's cute. Oh yeah, flicking's a big one. Like it's not very audible, but like the light friction sound makes me happy. Papping, like little taps, is a big one. I'll do that to the cats for extended periods. If one of them comes up to me, I'll just pop, 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 and just keep doing that. Luckily, they like it, which is very helpful for me. Because if they didn't, it would take me a while to like be able to understand not to, or not understand not to, but not instinctively do it, I guess is the term I'm looking for. Like I love a good like pap or tap, both for like the physical but also the audio of it is really good. Especially if it's like with the cats, if I can like get different sounds to come from it, like their back, their butt. Well, I guess not their butt. It's like the area over there. I don't know if that is their butt. If this is the cat's head, this is the cat's like tail right here, this bit right above the tail. I like that pap, and then the back, the head's good, the side is great. Puddles is the biggest, and when she lays on her side, her like hip kind of like all the like the fat and the meat and whatnot will become like a big circle, and I'll like pap that. I love the different sounds. And then they're all three different, like, they're different weights, and they're also different, like, builds. Like, one of them is considerably bigger and considerably smaller, and then their fur is, like, different, like, densities and stuff. Different sounds. Do I want to keep talking about audio stuff, or do I want to move forward? Oh yeah, repeating audio myself is one that can be quite annoying to other people. Do I have any right now that are crazy? I'm trying to think. A lot of times I don't know which ones I'm doing, and they're on like a roulette wheel, and they like change every once in a while. I can't think of, and typically when I think about it, I can't find any. But there is a bunch, almost always. There's like 5 or 6. And I can't think of what one is. Low taper fade was a big one for a while, where I would just low taper fade. I haven't done that in a minute. What is my big one right now? I can't think of it. Oh yeah, Freddie. That's one that like never goes away. That one and fish and are like always on the list. I'd say there's probably 5 at a time, and those two. Yeah, it's the ones that never leave are fish. Me wins don't go away. Me wins like a joke setup. Like someone says, I dropped my hot dog, to which I would respond, me when I'm in New York, and that's like the whole thing. And I'll me win to just about anything. Like, there was a period where I thought my girlfriend was going to kill me, because she would say anything, and my reaction is, me when insert the joke, me when this thing, me when that thing, blah blah blah. Which I think is quite silly. But those are like the ones that are infinite, and then it like changes, and I'm bad at thinking of what they are. I know I have Indese, the Doomfist Indese emote. It's not an emote, it's a voice line. Indese. Oh yeah, spamming audio is something I do a lot, where it's like, I find something, and then I will imagine it as like a voice line in a game that's being spammed, and then it's like you just keep cutting it off. I love doing that. That one's always very good. I love repeating things. It makes me happy. Shout out to Amidon Beans for being my best friend for over a decade, somehow handling the fact that I and fish every 3 seconds. Oh yeah, the audio of fidgets is really big to me. I don't think I talked about that. I'll take this and move it into the fidget conversation, I think. Hey, look here. But like, this is a tape measure, but like the point that I have it for, because it goes in like a little kit with like a bunch of stuff that's like small. I just take it because this little bit. I don't know if that's audible. I like it. So we'll take this moment to move from the sound back to the feel for fidget stuff. I love fidgeting. I never stop fidgeting. There's so much shit on this desk that only exists to be a fidget toy. What's a good example? What is a good example? Oh yeah, one of my keychains is 2 of my keychains. I'm gonna grab the keys, hold those out. There's Among Us. And he's less of a fidget and more just I like the way he feels. Oh, my light died. No longer have light. And then there's this little star with Roxanne Wolf in it. And she's more of a visual thing. But I like it. I like it. Oh yeah. Very good. And then I already pointed it out. But this little thing. Every once in a while, I'm not going to do it currently, due entirely to the fact that, I'm recording and it'll mess it up. I'm bad at finding words. I like to like press keys, and I'll like, I really like typing. I like the physical feel of typing though, not like on a phone. or a tablet, like a computer. And I want to get like a proper keyboard. I have one, I think. I believe I have a keyboard. It's not here though, so I'll have to find that. But like I love the like clickety clack and the way it feels on my fingers and like the satisfaction of like spelling correctly. Love that. I'm in love with a good slideshow. Slideshow Google Doc. Fuck that shit up. That's I love me a good like. God, it makes me so happy to think about. Yeah, I need to like force myself to make slideshows and such because I love them so much. Love them. What have I been using as fidgets recently? I shall return once I've found those. What I'm going to do for this next portion is I'm going to just randomly decide what counts as a fidget toy, and I'm going to bring those things here and show and explain what I do with them and how they make me feel. Anyways, my remote for my TV, specifically the thing that's wrapped around it, like it glows in the dark or whatever, which is cool, but I like it because of this. That's it. I really like this. I like the way this feels. I like doing this. I like rolling it over, letting it fall back like that, and then whoosh, and then it falls through. And then I just do that like 400 times before I go to bed. It's very weird. I don't know why, or I fold it down like that. I don't know why. I do that like genuinely hundreds of times a day. I might have a problem. I might need to get tested for that autism thing, guys. So the next one's a little bit bigger than that. I love this plushie. My girlfriend got me this from, I think, Five Below. And there's so many textures on him. And none of them are like bad. So there's like the main texture. I don't know if it's visible, but it's like, it's supposed to be like fake scales, but plushy. And it's so nice. So nice. And then the eyes are like harder than this, but still soft. These gimmicks, I'm trying to think, horns. They feel nice. They're like firm, but they're not like rough. I like this feeling. It's almost silky. It kind of almost feels like your hands are getting dusky from it, but only almost. And then the creme de la creme, right here, this bit. It's ever so slightly like up compared to the rest of them. It's very nice. And then you pair all of that together with the fact that it's huge. Love this thing. I love it. A fair portion of the time, I resort to using myself as a fidget toy of sorts, whether it be light taps or slight scratching. Sometimes I'll like fiddle with my hair, sometimes a little much, or I'll like do that a lot. I don't know why. Maybe it has something to do with insecurities about my hair. Maybe it's like just the physical touch. I don't know, but I do that a lot. I like rub under my nose a lot, and I don't know if I have, because like I never have anything on my hand afterwards, so I don't think there's anything. I think I just like it. I don't know. I really like rubbing like my side, like right beneath the rib cage, like not up under it, but like beneath where it ends, like that. Or a big fan of like the hair on like the happy trail, like playing with the. I like do the nails are always fun to mess with. I'm one of those people who chew their nails really often, and I don't like it. I'll trace my own veins sometimes with my fingers. That's always a little thing I do. I do a lot of like arm touching, and I don't know why. I just do it. A lot of this and that. A lot of right above the eye. Now that I'm doing it on purpose, it's making me feel weird and forcing me to touch everywhere. Like I like lightly touched my hand, and now my hand's like itchy. And then like I touched above my eye, now my eye needs to be touched. They're not even. I'm like fucking bugging. Now that I've started, it's like a tick sort of thing, and I'm going to force myself to, like, continue. I don't like the way that works. I don't like it. Or when I'm really anxious, I'll, like, unconsciously self-harm. It's not like I'm, like, cutting myself or anything, but, like, small things that I'm not noticing. Like, it's not a decision because it's happening on its own. Like, I'll scratch really hard in my head. If only when I'm, like, really anxious, though. Typically, you're not going to find me, like, scratching unless I'm hearing something about scratching, hearing something about the head, or I'm super anxious. I said scratching, and now I've got a really fucking itchy spot on my arm. And a lot of it's like that, those, like, little things of, like, thinking about it causes it to be a thing. Like, I think about, like, oh, I itch at my arm. And now I'm thinking about my arm being itchy. So it says it's itchy. And I don't think I actually am. I don't think it's, like, causing it. But it sure does feel like it. Sure does feel like my arm randomly is now really itchy. Or, like, I talked about touching, like, under my rib. And now that area feels, like, weirdly, like, this side feels like it is now heavier than this side, and I need to do something. I don't know, and that stuff happens a lot. Or, like, things won't be even. Like, when I, like, pop my knuckles, right? If I do one, I have to do the other. They like, have to match. Or, like, a big one that isn't technically my body is, like, my socks. I'm, like, a freak about them needing to be exactly the same. Like, the socks have to match, but also it's like, if one goes up further than the other, I'm like, I have to fix it now. It's very weird that that's a thing that I do, but it's a thing that I do. What other garbage? I don't know. I don't know. What senses have I talked about? Touchy? Sight? Ears? Nose? I don't have a whole lot of smell ones. I can't smell a lot, and I don't know why. I have, like, a really underdeveloped nose capability. Like, I'm very bad at noticing. Like, I can say, like, oh, that's a good smell, and that's a bad smell, but I'm very bad at knowing what it actually is. Which is weird. Moving on. Next sensory gimmick, taste. And it's less so about the flavor profile of things, and more so about the texture of things in my mouth. For example, I prefer cheap, like, burgers over, like, a good burger. Like, man, fire up a grill, make a good burger, that's great. But you ever have, like, a really shitty cheeseburger? Because that's what's good, you know? It's like, it has, like, a good feel to it. Something about, like, what is going on? Why do my arms feel so weird? I thought about it for too long. My arms are, like, freaky. There's something about, like, the feel of, like a $1.99 Sonic burger, you know, just something about that that's special. It has a certain, like, feel to it, a certain texture. It's like a specific temperature. It's like the difference in like feels between, like, the bun and the meat and the cheese. Like, it has something behind it that makes it just feel better than one that's, like, homemade or from, like, a fancier restaurant. just feels different to me. I've got a mark. What is that? Looks like a bruise. Did I get punched? I didn't even know I had a bruise. Got one there too. What did I do? I don't know what I did. Stop feeling weird. There's nothing on you. Or like drinks. I'm really big on like the feel of a carbonated beverage. Just like the bubbles and like the specific like density of like a Mountain Dew. Has like a solid feel to it. I have Mountain Dews. I want one. It has like a good feel. It's got a good like flavor to it. It like the bubbles are specific. Like it's like very different to other things that are bubbly. And I don't know why that is. But I like it. And I prefer it. Very good. Good smell. The way it feels on the tongue, the way it feels going down. Love me a good love me a good soda. Love me a good citrus thing. I don't know how to explain that. I like it. It makes the tongue feel a certain way that's different. And I like it. I really like it. Fucking love Mountain Dew. Or like eating the same thing or drinking the same thing too. Over and over. Makes me happy. Makes me so happy. Makes me feel very good. There was a very long period where I ate like the same 4 things every single day for like 2 years. These days, not quite as crazy as it was. It was kind of crazy. These days it's like, I'd say it's the same 20 things instead of 5. And I feel like if I had more say in the things I put in I feel like I'd eat Cole's cheese-filled breadsticks, grilled cheese, peanut Snicker. That's about it, I think. I think I'd end it there. Honestly, I think that's perfect. But I have to eat other things. You know, you have to eat veggies or you'll die or whatever. Why does my face hurt? I don't know where I got a bruise from. Going on both sides, too. I don't know how that happened. Because I didn't have one when this started. Weird. Freaky. I don't know when I hit myself. Puddles, it's over there asleep. But like, textures are very specific. And textures will be like slightly off. And then it's like, I just don't want that. It's like a fry. Like a good Frenched fry. It's like if a French fry's got like the right texture, I could care less about how it tastes. I could care less about the, like, whatever, the salt content, just as long as it's the right, like, feel, and it's, like, the right temperature, I could care less about the flavor. I could care less about whatever the condiment is. A good texture of a fry. Or, like, potato. It's like, for me, it's like fry. Tater tot. Hash brown, mashed potato, but it's like a very specific mashed potato, and if it's like 3% off of what I think mashed potato should feel like, I won't eat it. Or like bread shouldn't bread doesn't crunch. I don't think bread should crunch. Like, the only time bread should be crunch is if toast. And, like, if you make a toast sandwich or a toast grilled cheese or whatever, that's fine. But, like, bread for, like, a hot dog should not crunch. You shouldn't. If you disagree, that's cool, whatever. I just don't think it should. And I've got, like, a million other things, but I feel as though I've spent enough time on the 5 senses. We're 45 minutes into this. Oh, no. Anyways, on to the next segment. Time to get into more emotional stuff. I'll try not to... I feel wrong. That segment where I, like, kept doing fidgety stuff to myself is a bad idea, because now I feel wrong. I feel like I'm, like, not caught up. Like I'm covered in soot or something, but I'm very obviously not. I don't understand why it is that I feel this way. Emotional stuff. Whoa. I feel almost as if the way I feel like I have the, like, main emotions. Like, I have happiness, I have sadness, I have anger, I have fear. I don't know my emotional linguistics. I have emotions, and I feel like I have them a lot. Like, when I have excitement, I don't have a little excitement ever. I feel like if I have excitement, it's big excitement. And then if I have sadness, if I have sadness, I don't have little sadness. I have huge sadness, and that's it. It's always big. Or if I'm angry, I don't have whatever. I have scream, angry, mad, bitch, kill, big mad. And I feel like that's like, I feel like all of my emotional things are big always. I don't know the linguistics of that one. If I am sad, I feel like I'm never a little sad. I'm always huge sad. And that's not to say I can't be sad and angry, or angry while scared, or happy while sad, or whatever it may be, because I am those things, but I'm whatever it is. Like, let's say I'm sad, but I'm like happy about the thing I'm sad. Like, if it's like the ending of a show or a game or something, and I'm like super happy because it like was super good, but I'm super sad because X thing happened. It's like, they're both huge separate things, and they don't merge, they clash. And then I'm like trying to be happy, but then I'm so sad, or I try to talk about the fact that I'm sad, but then the happiness makes me like tell jokes and stuff, and it doesn't go together. It doesn't work. It's broken. And I feel like that. I feel big. No, because I'm not tall. When I feel an emotion, that emotion feels overwhelming every time. I think is the way I'm trying to do the words. In my head, all of this makes sense. Through my mouth, none of this makes sense. I'm really bad at finding words. I know a lot of words, and I have them in my head, and I'd have like a vague definition, but no finite definitions, if that makes sense. Like, when I have a word or a sentence in my head, I know like what every part of it means. I know how people should react to it, and I know what it means, both on a definitive thing and also my, like, thought process thing. And then it goes to my mouth, and then I don't know the proper English or the phrases that I am trying to give. And I, especially when conversating with my girlfriend, have this, like, big issue where, well, I say that like it's a problem in our relationship, but it's not. It's like I have something that I either want or need to say, or I'm asked a question, and I want and or need to answer that, and I know exactly what I'm trying to say, like, down to, like, the itty-bitty details. But I don't know how to say that to somebody who isn't me. I know what I'm thinking, and I know how to react, and I know what I'm trying to say, but I don't know how to properly allow someone who isn't me in on that verbally. Because I want to say it, and I want people to understand, but I have such a hard time finding what words are supposed to be stated. Like, if I'm frustrated with a creative roadblock and I don't know where to take something I'm working on, I know in my head exactly what I'm frustrated about. I know why, I know the details, I know what I want to get past, I know what the roadblock is. But the moment I'm asked by another human being what it is, I still know, but I don't have the English for it. Which is a problem with pretty much every part of my life that could possibly have my, like, ability to talk attached to it, including this. And I get kind of frustrated with myself, and then I get all, like, antsy about it, and blah, blah, blah. What was I talking about? I talked about feeling things hard. Feeling things... Sadness big, angry big, happy big, fear big. Always huge mode. Always feel the big version, which causes it to be very difficult to properly convey it when it feels so insane to me to feel it. I don't know if that makes any sense. I don't understand humans at all. I don't comprehend people in any way, shape, or form. I am completely lost when it comes to other members of the human race, because I don't know what you're saying to me. I don't know what your words mean. And, like, somebody will speak a sentence, and it's like, I don't know what those words are supposed to mean. Like, I can look it up in the dictionary and find, like, this word, this word, this word, this word. I don't know what on earth you're saying, even if I have all of the definitions right there in front of me, and I myself have said the exact same sentence. I'm still confused as to what it is you're saying to me. And then on top of the verbiage issue, I don't understand, like, emotion in people, because in my head, I know what I sound like when I'm angry. I know what I sound like when I'm sad. I know what I sound like when I'm excited. I know what I sound like whenever I'm fearful. And I expect, in some weird way, every other human to sound and look and act the exact same way. And it's not like everybody has to be exactly like me, I'm perfect. No, I hate myself. But, like, some, like, weird autism thing just, like, forces me to expect that in a way. It's very weird. And I'm working on it, but it's still weird and it's still confusing. But I don't like it. Where did my brain go? It has run away. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, I don't understand people. They confuse me, and then they, like, look at me or something, and I'm like, why are you looking at me? Like, if we're in, like, the grocery store, and, like, an old dude, like, looks at me, I'm like, why are you looking at me? I'm just walking past you to get to the macaroni and cheese. Why are you looking at me? What did I do? Is there a hole in my shirt? Why are you staring at me? And it's like, it's not even that they're staring. It's like, it's like I'm just in the way of the direction they're looking. So, and also it's the thing of, like, I noticed them looking at me, so I ended up looking at them. So I'm like, why are you looking at me while looking at them? You know what I mean? It just doesn't make any sense. I think it's very confusing. I don't think it adds up at all. I don't know. I just don't know. I'm very perplexed by people. I think that's part of why I love cats so much, is because they're not people. Dear God, they're so much easier than people. She's just over there. When I'm going, pat, 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 and then she goes, that's a good. And if I say, pat, 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 and then she bites my hand, that's a bad, and I stop. There's no if, there's no and, there's no buts, there's no maybes. It's just, she is cool with it or she isn't. Humans have, like, so many gymnastics. It's so weird, and I don't get it. And I completely understand that I'm not alone in that, and I completely understand that, like, A, I'm not the only person who's neurodivergent, but B, people who are neurotypical have that issue of people just being, like, weird or wrong or out of the ordinary or whatever. So I don't know. Some, like, weird... Oh, there we go. Wait, no. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. There we go. Sorry, those have to be even. I don't like when I don't like when they're uneven, so I have to make them the same. But, like, cats are so helpful, and then, like, they also repeat stuff. They do the same thing every other day. They lay at the same spots every day. The king likes this spot on the trash can. What I do is my, like, sweatshirt, I lay it on this trash can, like, the lid, and then he gets on it, and he'll lay. But what I do is I, like, spread it to make, like, a little V for him to lay down, and he just nuzzles in there. I like it. I like it a lot. Like, cats are the best thing ever, because they're just like me. But they're tiny and cute. And way hairier. And they have less noises than me. And they go, sometimes. Her ears twitching. I have to. Puddles. I love you, puddles. Yeah. I kiss you on the head, or will you run away? Can I brush you? Don't sneeze, little baby. Mm-hmm. Silly baby. What the fuck am I talking about? Autism. Sensory talked about. Emotion. That's my knee. I am really bad at comprehending things that I have not been tasked with comprehending in the past. New things emotion-wise, terrify me. I spent a long period of my life being very afraid to talk about who I am, to talk about my thoughts, my opinions, my beliefs. And now that I have gotten to an area of my life, personally, where the people around me genuinely care to hear my opinions and my thoughts and my ideas, and I've gotten to a point where I feel genuinely cared for, genuinely, like, loved, not because we share a name or because you've put time and money into me, but because people just care about me because I'm me. I feel like weird because I'm not used to that. I'm not used to the people around me being functional. I'm not used to them making sense, and I'm not used to them being genuine, and I'm not super used to good people. And sometimes that positivity is overwhelming for me. And I'm so used to, like, every, like, relationship I'd ever had, friendly, romantic, platonic, family, they always felt so, like, bitter to like, be a part of. But I don't mean all of them. Like, I have no issue with my sister. I love my sister. I love my cousins, actually, for the most part. I think I miss them a lot. And I wouldn't consider those relationships, like, horrid. But, like, the adults, a lot of bitter and gross relationships, stuff that I'm not happy existed the way it did and don't wish to cause to exist again. And now it's like there's a positivity I've never experienced. There's a care, there's a genuine heart behind all of it. And I feel like when I'm asked a question, I'm supposed to answer correct, like, not... I'm being asked a question because, well, if it's not an objective question, if it's like a subjective thing, I feel like I'm being asked because they actually want to hear my reaction or hear my thought or my idea, and not because it's easy to ask, you know? It feels more so like my opinion has some sort of level of mattering behind it. And I'm not used to that. It's overwhelming. And sometimes it's really scary. Because I don't understand. Or, like, my girlfriend is amazing. I adore that woman. And she says, I love you a lot. To me. Super often, actually. Like, hell, yesterday, we only got to hang out for, like, 3 hours or whatever, but it was like, no, it was closer to 4. And she probably said it 20 times. And I'm not used to that. Not only from, like, a relationship thing, but also, like, ever, you know? I love you used to feel like either an event thing or like it didn't matter. Like it wasn't real. Like it didn't actually have any sort of meaning behind it. But now it feels like it means something. And sometimes that's like kind of scary and a little overwhelming. And sometimes just the whole experiencing positivity for the first time is weird because it's new, and new stuff is bad, but positivity is good, but it's new, so it's bad, so the good thing is bad due to it being new, which is kind of weird. I don't know why I feel that way. I don't know why that's how my brain works. Maybe it's the autism, maybe it's the emotional trauma. I don't know. I'm fiddling. Fiddle diddle, fiddle diddle, fiddle diddle. Oh yeah, Michael Rosen. I love Michael Rosen. That guy's so good. He's so silly. Autism is probably 2/3 of the reason I left my most recent job. Due to like certain smells, certain feels, certain textures. I was cutting animals, not like living ones. Like I was like a butcher's apprentice. And like the blood, I hated it. It got on my clothes, it got on my hands. And like the like cutting and like the thoughts and like the visualizing. No. It makes that sort of stuff considerably worse for me. And I just really didn't like doing that. It made me so icky all the time. God, I didn't like that at all. And I feel like pretty much all of this video has been negativity towards me having autism. And I want to point out some positives about it, as to not be a negative Nancy, and to not be dismissive towards anyone else who has any sort of neurodivergency, and also not to just talk shit about the fact that I have autism the whole time, because that feels almost like, it feels a little bit like I'm crying about it, which I don't want this to be. So to begin, I'll start by saying it makes my, like, it amplifies all that, like, negativity, like, when I'm feeling sad or whatever, but it also amplifies the good stuff, you know? Like, when I'm excited, I'm excited. When I'm like, happy, I'm happy. When I'm having fun, I am having fun. And it also amplifies, like, my enjoyment of things. Like, hyperfixations, man, when it comes to, like, certain stuff. Like, the amount of time, the amount of hours of time, the amount of money and stuff that I've put into just things that I love is, like, so much of what I do in my day-to-day. Like, I have, what do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. That's fucking 30, that's 30. So 60, that's 100. So 166, 167, 68, 69. Haha, 69. So currently I own 169 comic books. Like, 70 of them are Spider-Man. I own so many just little things of Spider-Man. If you don't know, there's like 30 videos on this channel that feature a Spider-Man thing. Anyways, but like, the things that I love, the things that I like, I love so much. And not that neurotypical people don't, but like, the whole being almost like addicted to the things that I like, and like the same thing makes me really happy, like repetitive things make me really happy, and like, man, I I've watched Spectacular Spider-Man 40 times. I've watched, like, people play, and myself play, like, the FNAF games 183 times. Little FNAF stickers. Like, that shit's great. You know what I did right before this video? I sat over there on that bed, and I watched Astral Spiff streaming, FNAF World, what's it called? Not rebooted, reloaded? Uh-oh. A FNAF World fan game with a bunch of update stuff. That, like, had you... Me being autistic has its negatives, but it also, like, shoves me into being so incredibly deeply, like, fascinated and infatuated with the things that I like or care about in a way that I am, like, almost happy to be the way that I am because of that. And, like, hyperfixations are so weird. And some of the stuff that, like, you hyperfixate on is so, like, just weird and, like, out of place even with you. It's so funky. Like, I think another positive with the autism stuff is how much I care about, like, little things, which leads to, like, noticing those things in, like, your friends or your family, or in, like, noticing stuff about, like, pets, or it helps with, like, being a nerd a lot of the time, because, like, I think if I wasn't autistic, I wouldn't know the things I know about the things that I like. Like, I feel as though if I wasn't neurodivergent, I wouldn't have the FNAF lore just in a locker up there, you know? I wouldn't be able to point out, like, what wrestling move was hit at this match, I wouldn't be able to, like, have those, like, weird ways of remembering stuff. And maybe I would, I don't know. But, like, some of it's, like, just so weird and specific. It makes me happy sometimes. It also makes me, like, really cautious about a lot of stuff, which is, like, I guess that could become annoying, but, like, it's good for my safety and for the safety of those around me and such. But whatever. It's not always negative. Also, it's really good for jokes. It's really good for humor. You know, being allowed to say the R word, you know, pretty helpful. Add that to the humor. Oh, and if you're wondering why I didn't say it 5 seconds ago or whatever, it's not because I can't. It's because YouTube doesn't like that word. So I'm not going to test my luck with throwing that in there and letting YouTube shake me until I explode and give it money. Not that this makes money, but you get my point. My eye. It helps with that sort of stuff. There's a lot of, like, comedy behind it. And I think other people with any sort of neurodivergency has been... One sec. I also think being neurodivergent and figuring it out, I'm not like 40 or anything figuring it out, but, like, figuring it out after my childhood had, like, come to an, like, well, I didn't have too much of a childhood, but, like, you get my point of, like, no longer a kid, right? And that being when I get to figure it out and get those tests done and it puts it into perspective and kind of let me understand a lot of my past and set me up for my future, which I think has been very, 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 very helpful with me be able to, like, figure stuff out about who I am and whatnot. There's a really big correlation between neurodivergency and being a queer flag. Um, and I think that's neat. And it's helped me be very open-minded and understanding and accepting of other people, because I'm like part of this group, you know? I'm autistic and a tranny. Whoa, double whammy. But like, it like has helped me a lot with understanding other people. And it's given me like a deep sense of empathy, which is very good. I'm glad I'm not like iDubbbz and learning what empathy is at 30 years old. And then, excuse me. I won't dwell on masking stuff for too long. I'm just gonna give like a broad example of, or like explanation of what it is, and then a small rant about it. So, for those who are uneducated, masking is basically when, I'll be very specific on it being for somebody who is autistic or neurodivergent, because masking doesn't have to be that. You can mask pretty much anything, but basically, what's a good example? Let's say me, have like a big issue with audio. I have very sensitive ears. I have very sensitive like audio stuff. I'm very sensitive towards certain like sounds and levels to sounds and like multiple directional audio and all that, blah 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 blah. And I am just dealing with that, and instead of making it a big deal, instead of talking about it, instead of trying to fix it, I'm just letting it happen. I'm blank face, I'm just pretending it's not a problem. It is physically hurting me. It is emotionally ruining me. But I'm just letting it happen. There's an example. Basically, it is wearing a mask. It's pretending it doesn't exist. It's pretending it's not a problem. It's acting like it's not a part of you. Which is something that a lot of humans deal with, and it's not always a neurodivergency thing. Sometimes you have to mask other stuff too, but it's like, man. And then whenever like somebody's like, oh, you're autistic, well, you don't act autistic, and it's like, well, have I got something to tell you? I've been pretending not to be. That's kind of the thing we do. Or like, it comes time to like test and see if you have autism. And it's like, hey, so you don't do this thing. That's good. It's like, oh, yeah, I've been purposefully not doing that every day for the past 7 years. And masking is very not fun. It's exhausting, both mentally and physically. It's not very good for you at all. On top of just being like kind of bad for you emotionally and whatnot. Alongside like it kind of feels, it almost feels like lying in a way, because you're acting a certain way or you're looking a certain way or whatever, while feeling and truly being completely different than that. And it kind of adds to the exhaustion of it, to me. I don't know. I'm just a random person on the internet. What do I know? But I don't know. It just, masking sucks, and I don't like doing it. But I hate people being rude about whatever it is that I feel or whatever. So I'd just rather not. I'd rather just keep doing that everywhere all the time. Autism is also pretty helpful with goals. And every single person who has any sort of neurodivergency and is neurotypical, it's not too important for what I'm about to say, is different. All of us humans are different. Even literal identical twins don't have the exact same brain in the sense of emotions and thoughts. I would think they don't have the same brain physically, but I'm not a doctor. But like, you know, we're different. So if I say something and it doesn't fit with your life, and it doesn't fit with your experience, or it doesn't fit with your friends, or it doesn't fit with your cousin or your niece or your uncle or your dad or your kid or whatever, that's okay. We're not the same person. Me and them are not the same person. You and them are not the same person. It's not always going to match. It's not always going to be perfect. And anything I say can be accurate while not matching you. In my experience, the things that my neurodivergency have added for me include a weird, like, willpower thing. And not about, like, everything. And it's not a thing I can select to turn on. But, like, certain things, it's like, well, my brain says it's happening. It's happening. Or, oh, I said I'd do this at this point. I'm gonna do it because it feels physically, like, wrong not to do it. Or the vice versa. It feels like wrong to do X thing, therefore I won't. And millions of other situations that are similar. My arm is so freaky. I don't like it. And I've noticed with, like, YouTube, for example, I told myself I would do it 3 times a week. And then I did it 3 times a week for a year. And I said, you know what? This is not good for me. I'm going to calm down and do it 1 time a week. And I've done it 1 time a week. And when I'm thinking about it, it's like, man, I don't want to sit and talk for an hour by myself with nothing happening. But then when I'm done, I feel so good. I'm all like in my groove, I'm calm, I feel nice. And then this goes out and like people react to it, not like with videos, but like there's comments, there's likes, there's new subs, all this. And it feels good. And it makes me so happy. And like watching the views go up, or the likes go up, or the subs go up, or getting comments and reacting to them and genuinely conversating with you guys, sharing stuff in the Discord, whatever it may be, it makes me feel so nice. It makes me so happy. And I just really, really love that. I could talk about the fact that I have autism for hours and hours and hours. And at this point, I feel like if you combined all of it together, it probably is a couple hours worth. Couple hours. But for now, I'm gonna be done. I'm geeking a little bit. I got some stuff to do. So, thank you guys so much for your time. Thank you so much for watching, for liking, for commenting. We're on the road to 1,000 subs. At 915 as I record this. So pop down there and press that big red button to get us to 1,000 subs. Hop over in the description and go to the Discord to talk with me, like-minded individuals, friends of the channel, and other fans, blah, 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 blah. Ugh, I didn't like that I used the word fans there. Yeah, check that stuff out. Thank you guys so much. If you've watched all the way to this, comment your favorite picture ever taken. Doesn't have to be you, doesn't have to be someone fake. It could be literally anything. Thank you guys, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Goodbye now.